Yes, you are live with the United Songwriters Association, the Songwriters Education. Today is Static Tuesday. Our show is on static. We have no set date, no set time. We come on, we try to educate, and that's what we do. Today we're going to talk about a couple things. The other day I was surfing the web and I ran into an article. It's called The 5 Myths About Achieving Success as a Songwriter. It's written by Cliff Goldmacher from Songwriters 101, sponsored by BMI. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. First of all, we're going to get into the intro, have a little fun, kind of stretch out a little bit. It's early in the morning. Here in San Diego, it's 7:28 a.m. Don't know what time it is where you're at, but hopefully you're up. Hopefully you're listening, checking us out online. You can always check out our website, www.unitedsongwritersassociation.com. We also do a lot of videos and syndicate our radio through critiquereview.com. So definitely check that out. Gonna get into the intro and we'll be right back. This is Jacob Boker with the United Songwriters Association and critiquereview.com. That's some great news for our listeners. I'm here to say you can now listen to our radio broadcast via the phone. Dial 619-550-0516. Channel 3, 619-550-0516. Channel 3.
In June and July, just a foreign country. Too bad I lost you and you'll never find me. I remember the way your eyes would stare right at me, and the way it would attract me. When we got back, it just wasn't the same, and I won't have you to blame. You've opened new doors that are hard for me to go in. Visual memories hurt, so you will. Not as much as thoughts of missing you. Take a whiff of chocolate spray and it hurts you too. Now it's as if I don't even know you, but I know that is not true, and I'm not pressuring you or leaving you to blame. I know that I will never be the same. You've opened new doors that are hard for me to go in. Visual memories hurt, so you will. Not as much as thoughts of missing you. Take a whiff of chocolate spray and it hurts you too.
you. And we are back. The United Songwriters Association Songwriters Education today is Static Tuesday. My name is Jacob Boker with the United Songwriters Association. My whole main goal is to educate songwriters, musicians, and just the industry a little bit about what's going on. Maybe help pave the way for the direction they're supposed to go. Today we're going to talk about article I ran across the other day, surfing the web. It's called The 5 Myths About Achieving Success as a Songwriter. It was from Songwriters 101, sponsored by BMI. It's written by Cliff Goldmesher. I thought it was a pretty interesting article, but more or less the main reason I wanted to talk about this article is because it brought up some good points as I was reading it that I thought I should probably share with you guys, because there's so much going on out there, virtually, digitally, and just physically too, within the industry. So one of the first points they talked about, actually the first myth they talked about, is industry people are open to homemade rough recording. Is that a myth or a fact? Well, let me go ahead and read you what he said, then I'll go into what I think. I get it. A song is made up of a melody, lyric, and as long as you could hear those, any reasonable person ought to be able to tell whether the song is good or not, right? Well, not really. The reality is A&R reps and publishers spend their entire day listening to music, and a lot of this is beautifully recorded. Whether it's fair or not, your homemade recording is being held up to the level of that level of quality. The agony I try to use is one where you go on a blind date, and while you may be a terrific person, you don't bother to shower. My guess is that your personality is not going to be the first thing your date will notice about you. Finally, given that you've only got one chance to make a first impression, a professional recording of your song, quote unquote, even if a simple guitar, piano, or vocal, will go a long way towards marking you as someone as serious about your craft. Now, this being in a marketing 101 or songwriting 101, definitely a good thing to know, but, and I totally agree with him, if you're going to take it to a professional or somebody in the industry and you want them to take you serious, you better show that you're serious about what you're doing, you're a professional and you know what you're doing, and you've been around a little while. Most people who've been around the industry for quite a while have some type of professional quality recording. The thing I didn't like when I was reading this is I was reading off of Songwriters 101, and I automatically felt like if I was a songwriter, I need to stop everything I'm doing. And more or less, I need to stop everything I'm doing, and everything I'm doing is more as an amateur level, and I need to stop doing the amateur stuff and go straight into the pros. Well, I don't know about you, but everything you read, you have to take in perspective. So I just read that, and I'm like, wow. Before I go put anything out there, it has to be the best quality. It has to be, RCA quality, and have this production company and $1 million this and that. You know what? That's true when you get to those people, but most people, their first day or their first song, aren't going to try to take it to the A&R people and to the record company. And, usually when you get to that point, you've built yourself up. You've played publicly. You're not going to try to be a famous musician or an artist if you never played publicly. So you probably have played publicly. You've recorded quite a few times. You build up your following. And building up your following, you are going to do the amateur stuff. Why? Because you are an amateur. You're going to have those homemade videos, those homemade recordings. And those are for the public, maybe the people like you. They don't care, but by the time you're actually going to an A&R person, if you're presenting it to him, it's different than him finding you, because If you have a YouTube video that's getting 1 million clicks a day, they'll probably find you, and you don't have to worry what quality it is because they already found you and they're seeing you getting 1 million clicks a day. But when you're trying to present it to them, it has to be a whole different thing. I'm going to get into a song real quick, actually the marketing minute, then another song, and we'll get into a couple more of these myths about achieving success as a songwriter. Definitely stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about. I definitely think you guys should hear it. This is a Marketing Minute brought to you by the United Songwriters Association. Being an artist or a musician is a lot harder than it used to be. The internet, pirate downloads, 1 million different sites to promote yourself. Where should you start? Good question. First of all, think of the core of what you want to accomplish. Make sure it is clear. I want to write a country western metal song. I want to write a song for an action movie. I want my band to play every big venue in San Diego. Secondly, once the core of what you want is clear, you must then determine what outlets will best fit you and your talents. Now this is where most people get lost. You need to look at your talents as a business, not as an individual. A business knows what its clients are looking for and where they're looking for it. Example, if my band wants to play every big venue in San Diego, I don't only have to make sure I have a good product being my music, stage performance, and most important to the venue is the crowd that comes with you. If I have a great show and great music but can't draw a crowd, the venues will not hire me or my band. Research, the most important thing. Research the whole involvement, not just the playing on the stage or playing of the music. 360 degree of building your brand. And lastly, to wrap up the marketing minute, networking is always the best way to grow. No matter how good you are, you can't do it alone. This has been a Marketing Minute brought to you by the United Songwriters Association.
I heard she sang at the Opry back in 1962. A girl from Virginia singing about heartaches and blues. Sweet dreams don't last forever, but her memory lives on. I Fall to Pieces is still my favorite song. I have all of her records, I know them all by heart. They help me through the hard times, I haven't fallen apart. Patsy, I've lived your heartache, I understand your pain. I've been a-walking after midnight, out in the rain. When I get the blues, I always play Patsy. I just love to hear a heartbreak song. When I get the blues, I always play Patsy. She keeps singing till the blues are gone. God took her up to heaven so with the angels she could sing. He must love country music, Patsy was the queen. She's at the hottest honky-tonk in heaven, that joint it really swings. You ain't heard country music till you heard an angel sing. When I get the blues, I always play Patsy. I just love to hear a heartbreak song. When I get the blues, blues, I always play Patsy. She keeps singing till the blues are gone. She keeps singing till the blues are gone.
Oh, yeah. It's actually the whole reason I'm on the radio today and trying to educate people, hopefully like yourself, who are listening. My mom is a songwriter. I've grown up in the industry, and just felt like the industry has changed a lot. And even being a songwriter, you really don't know where to start sometimes, and where to go and what to do. You know, you got a good song and you want to get it played, and maybe even played by a certain artist, but where do you start? Where do you stop? What should you do? Where are your efforts best acquired or best used in certain areas? How should you maximize and capitalize on what you have, and which direction should you go in this industry? Well, right now we're talking about 5 myths about achieving success as a songwriter. I found them off the songwriting101.com, sponsored by BMI. We're going to kind of sum up the next couple myths. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You'll get discovered at a music conference. I pretty much agreed with him on this. Music conference provides many valuable functions, including opportunities for learning, connecting with your peers, and yes, networking with the music industry professionals. Conferences are great ways to begin your relationship with decision makers in attendance. I say begin your relationship because the conferences are the best way. Only a couple of days. Most of the time you can make some long-lasting friendships, hopefully plant some seeds, meet some people, connect with some people which may be able to help you out with what you're doing. So I definitely agree with that. Will you get discovered? Maybe not right away. You may not make it famous that day, but going to those conferences may be the step or the direction you need to take to actually get discovered. So that's not as much of a myth. A publishing deal is the answer to your prayers. This one I actually liked a little bit. The only thing is I thought it contradicted him a little bit, because it said that you need to make sure that everything that you put out there in the first one is perfect for the A&R people. But right here it goes into the publishing. Being a songwriter is a lonely work, which explains why we tend to crave industry recognition and approval of our material. While it always is nice to have people in the industry appreciate what you do, it's even better to know what you're doing, or know that you're doing quality work and not giving away your publishing just because someone in the industry tells you they like your songs. A publishing deal is a business arrangement where you're giving part ownership to your song pretty much for the lifetime. And so many songwriters do this. I don't think signing a publishing deal is the answer to your prayers. That's also what he's saying here. He's saying it could be a long road. But the reason I thought it contradicted itself is because going down that long road, you're going to start out maybe walking, then you walk a little faster, maybe start pacing yourself and running, and maybe you're just cruising and running down that road. But you started somewhere. So, like I said, I didn't disagree with the first myth. It's just sometimes I really think that you have to be in the proper state of mind when you're reading things and try to keep everything in perspective, because you have to be an amateur at some point to be a pro. You're never just going to go from not knowing something to being a professional. Usually doesn't work that way. Never saying it can't happen. Anything can happen, especially in this industry. So let's keep moving on. I definitely like that publishing one. You don't have to give away your publishing just to get approval in the industry. So many songwriters done it. My mom has done it so many times, unfortunately.
and the publishers don't really do anything. They just get a part of your song. They help spice it up a little bit, but Kid just paid him to do that also. So the third one was publishing a deal is the answer to your prayers. I don't know. I guess if giving somebody a part of what you have is answered, or answering your prayers, maybe so. Let's get into the number 4. Anything of lasting value happens quickly. Being a songwriter is a game of patience and perseverance. For that, first cut of a movie is placement. Will have most likely spent hundreds, if not thousands, of hours working on your craft. We all want success to come quickly, but often success as a songwriter is the result of reaching critical mass of songs, pitches, and networking. The key to success is sticking around, doing your work, and not getting discouraged by disappointments you'll undoubtedly encounter along the way. Since financial success comes slowly, it's even more important that you enjoy your day-to-day as a songwriter, since that's what sustains you and the road to your eventual success. I actually like that one. Everything of lasting value happens quickly. That was the myth. Myth busted. No, it doesn't happen quickly. Everything good comes in time, along with experience for you. Like I said before, you can't run before you learn how to walk, or learn how to crawl, even in some cases. So, then let's get to the last one. It's impossible to have success as a songwriter. Well, while the road to success as a songwriter is unpredictable, one, it's by no means a dead end. There are things that you can and should be doing every day to improve your odds, to give yourself more than a fighting chance of earning your income from your songs. However, the fundamentals this approach are similar across the business and not just music. It's pretty much just summing up. Over 20 some years or 10 years or 5 years of your experience, you've learned some stuff, and every day, it may have been a year since you've written your last song or recorded a song. It may be 10 years. But there's stuff you can still do every day to work on it. You can still write your songs. You can still put your songs out there, try to get plays, try to get views, try to get clicks. So is it impossible to have success as a songwriter? Pretty much the answer is yes, because most of the time you're going to give up right before you get there. But no, it is not impossible. Nothing's impossible in this world. Everything is possible, and it's all up to you. It's just what you put your mind to and what you have your mind set forth. If you believe you can make it and you can see the vision of how you're making it, you will make it. If you can't go that far, good luck. I don't know what to tell you. We're going to get into another song and the YouTube call out real quick. Thank you for listening to the United Songwriters Association Radio Network.
Thanks to all the nice people. Spreaker. You can now visit all of our shows on YouTube.
And I know that it's always mad. It's only to cover up. It's sad. We all know it needs help. It hurts to hear it yell. Yeah, I guess it's down. And I guess it's down. I guess it's down. I guess it's down.
right, and we're back. United Songwriters Association.com. Songwriters Education Static Tuesday. Static Tuesday. Static Tuesday. Hope you all like what you're hearing today. We are talking about, let's see, the 5 myths about achieving success as a songwriter. We got it off the Songwriters101.com, sponsored by BMI. This one was written by, let's see, Cliff Goldmesher. So definitely check it out if you guys want. Read what we were reading. So we kind of hit the 5 myths. I'll kind of brief them up real quick. The first one was industry people are open to homemade and rough recording. His answer was no, but I don't think that's necessarily true. If you have YouTubes and you have videos or downloads that are getting enough downloads or views or clicks, it does grab the attention of the A&R people. So in that situation, it really doesn't matter. But what he was saying is if you are going to the people, the A&R people, you better kind of have your act together and act a little bit more professional. So definitely it is important to have a professionally recorded song or recordings at least. So myth number 2 was you'll get discovered at a music conference. Well, it was one of those that wasn't really busted, and it's kind of like, it's a good way to start, more or less, is to sum it up. Good place to start would be the conferences. You can meet some great connections, stay in touch with these people. You may not get discovered that day, but definitely a great place to start. Number 3, a publishing deal is the answer to your prayers. A lot of times songwriters love to give their music away or get recognition in the industry. It's a horrible way to do it. I think for that one, a publishing deal is the answer to your prayers. I don't know. I'd have to say that one's busted. Probably not. So just be aware if you guys are songwriters, strictly songwriters, and you're trying to give some of your publishing away, think twice about that. Really look into what you're going to get out of it compared to just getting a little recognition. Number 4 was anything of lasting value happens quickly. That one was busted. Doesn't happen quickly. Takes, let's see, it's a result of reaching critical masses, songs, pitches, and networking. So just combination, doing what you're doing, not getting discouraged or disappointed. And for some people it happens quicker, others it takes time. Just be prepared to give it some time also and enjoy it as it comes. Enjoy the day-to-day successes, as I like to say. It's simple to, then the 5th and last one is it's simple to have success as a songwriter. Nowadays with so much stuff, it's unpredictable, you can't really tell, but by no means it's not a dead end, but it is really hard. That's why we are doing these songwriters education classes. Definitely try to educate you guys more, get you thinking a little bit. One point I did want to go over again is the state of mind and keeping everything in perspective as you're reading it. There's so much stuff out there. I know people who do marketing and business marketing. They'll read something about Facebook and they're so much into Facebook that's what their whole business is based off of. But the problem is, if your whole business is based off of Facebook, there's no problem with that. But the problem occurs when you're not going outside of Facebook to try to get more business, or you're not going outside of Facebook and thinking out of the box. So never get stuck in a box, never get stuck in a rut. The state of mind is keep everything in perspective. The first myth, he was saying that you have to have pretty much a golden record to go show these A&R people, but you have to keep in mind you have to start somewhere. You may be reading this in a beginner and haven't recorded anything yet. Doesn't mean you have to wait to record to get that golden album. It just means by the time you actually take it to the A&R people, try to have as good as recording as you could possibly have. A couple of the last points I want to bring up. Do something nice for somebody today. Good to keep the good karma going. One thing I want to talk about, if it's all about the music, keep it about the music. If it's all about the money, treat it like a business.
I met her at the car wash and I said hello. I asked her for her number and she gave it to me. I made a good impression on the telephone. I want to take her somewhere but I'm low on dough. I got a hot date on Tuesday night, but payday's at the end of the week. Ain't got no cold cash, and that's a fact. Feel so tight I squeeze. Borrowed a $5 from Clyde, got a $1 from Chuck. What's a guy to do when he's down on his luck? Times are tough and mighty lean, but I got a date with the girl of my dreams. I'd like to wine and dine her, give her pink champagne, but how can I afford it on a beer light budget? My money card was eaten by the cash machine the very day I stumbled on the girl of my dreams. I got a hot date on Tuesday night, but payday's at the end of the week. Ain't got no cold cash, and that's a fact. Feel so tight I squeeze. Borrowed a $5 from Clyde, got a $1 from Chuck. What's a guy to do when he's down on his luck? Times are tough and mighty lean, but I got a date with the girl of my dreams. I wonder if my boss would give a cash advance to cover my behind for a night of romance. She's prettier than the models off a magazine. I can't believe I found her, she's the girl of my dreams. I got a hot date on Tuesday night, but payday's at the end of the week. Ain't got no cold cash, and that's a fact. Feel so tight I squeeze. Borrowed a $5 from Clyde, got a $1 from Chuck. What's a guy to do when he's down on his luck? Times are tough and mighty lean, but I got a date with the girl of my dreams. A date with the girl of my dreams.
Oh, yeah. That was written by Diane Boger. That is one of my mom's songs. Hot date on Tuesday night. That is the main reason I come on every week, every day, or whenever we come on, because we're static, so we don't have a set time or a set date. Is to try to educate the industry about what's going on, try to help musicians, artists, songwriters. Today we talked a little bit of the 5 myths about achieving success in the songwriting as a songwriter. Definitely pretty good. What I want to do is give a couple shout outs real quick. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my mom. Hey mom. Also a shout out to Buddy Cannon in Nashville, Tennessee. Buddy Cannon, how you doing? Just want to give those quick shout outs. Hope everybody enjoyed what we had today, what we talked about. Like I say every week, I'm not a professional DJ, a talks person. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Have a blessed day, and that is going to be it. We are out of here, my friends. Have a blessed and great day.
This is Jacob Boker with the United Songwriters Association. I'd like to take this time to thank you for listening and supporting independent artists like the ones you have heard on today's show. This will conclude today's broadcast. Until next time, rock and roll.